I missed it.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, guys? It's Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, with.
Matt's your mortgage guy, the mortgage magician.
This is way too long. We went, man. Totally way too long. It's
It's been a minute.
it's been crazy. Like I don't know what exactly happened, but I know we got lost in business. That's usually the you know the way that consistency kind of pops out. But we made a choice, a mindset change to get back after it again, right? That's the important thing for sure.
I don't know what you've been going through, but I can tell you this: it's been absolutely bonkers for us on the lending side. So not a bad thing.
It's bonker. That's a good word. Definitely, definitely very, very busy time. I'm seeing a lot of over asking on properties, and the values are insane. I've seen some issues recently with flood insurance. I've been getting a lot of calls, and that's killing some deals as well because people don't realize, differences in the A8. Recently, I've never been quoting A8s. A lot of them are AE, and that's a really bad zone. But that's been killing lots of deals as well. So it's been, like you said, insanity with these markets. So the rates are ridiculous, and there's no inventory. So if there's a property, it's gone within hours, probably when it gets listed.
So you want to hear a funny story? So and this is typical now. So my buyer is 800 FICO score, 10% down, conventional buyer. So for a realtor or anybody, that's a good buyer, right?
Yep.
So the guy's been 5, 6 houses, offers denied, got beat out, multiple offer situation. So then he winds up getting an offer, putting an offer on a house, and they send me over the listing, and it's somebody on the Rob Dukansky team. So
Okay.
I actually knew the agent. We had a personal relationship. So I call him up. Hey, buddy, guess what? Congratulations. We got a buyer. He's great. 800 FICO score, low DTI, below a 35. Like this guy is good as far as they come for buyers, right? So he's like, okay, cool. So he's like, you know what? We're looking for this. So why don't you, get us there? He's like, I'd love to work with you, and then this way we'll seal the deal. And I know it's you. I can call you and everything else. So they're like, all right, cool. So they get over the offer. Offer's accepted. Goes into attorney review. Calls me back the next day. Hey, I got some bad news for you. I'm like, what's up? He's like, somebody else came in 25 grand above while we're in contract attorney review, waived inspections, everything else, and there you go, done.
Deal breaker. Oh my God.
And I feel bad for the guy because he's gone after like quite a few deals, and trying to find a house, and it's hard nowadays in this market because people are coming in with cash. They're doing stupid offers, over ask, houses under appraising. It's crazy, and it's kind of funny because everybody thought like they were going to sit back and say, oh, you know what? I'm going to wait for this crash to come, and then I'm going to get my house at a discount in a couple of months just because of Corona or just because of COVID. Yeah, not happening. It kind of went the other way.
No, it's insane. There's people just putting sick amount of increases as far as these properties. They're putting contracts that are 25, 30. I heard one. I was on a call today with an agent, $70,000 over asking. Something either it wasn't probably listed properly, or are people insane putting this kind of money on top? Why would you spend that way above asking? But that's what's happening with people leaving New York City, New York State. They're coming to New Jersey. They're just throwing money around, and it's actually helping value. So if you are one that's looking to sell, get out there right now. Put a freaking sign on your lawn. If you want to refinance because these values are going up as well, right?
Yeah, these comps are driving up values, and for anybody out there that has actually a second mortgage, like, a first and a second, a home equity line of credit, you'll save money just by combining the two. I have somebody, I'm saving him $1,000 a month just by combining his first and second mortgage.
That is awesome. Like you have to take advantage of this time with the values being where they're at, the rates where they're at. maybe you're doing a debt consolidation. Take advantage of it because you might have 14, 15, 18% on your credit cards, and you have you can get a loan in the in the high twos, low threes. Like that's 100% the way to go. And you're going to be debt free. You just have a mortgage, and you can start investing and doing some things for your future as well.
Well, that's part of the old mentality is everybody says, oh, I don't want to, I want to pay my house off as quick as possible. But if you can lower, like I have a guy now in my landscaper story, we're getting ready to close him. He's saving $1,100 a month by just rolling all of his debt into his mortgage. And there's plenty of stories like that. So and also for people, be aware, the rates are going to be changing probably the middle of next month, maybe even a little earlier for conventional. Fannie and Freddie are going to be going private, so they have a 0.5 point adverse market fee that they're passing on. So anybody that's going to look to do conventional, get it done ASAP.
No, it's good stuff. That's value right there. And man, it's been a while for us getting online here and doing our lives. And I like doing them a little bit later. There's a lot of people doing them at noon. When we started doing them at noon during the pandemic happening, when everyone was home, it was a good time. But now it's like things are happening, business is booming, and I want to continue doing this consistently every week just to keep dropping value. And we were talking before we even got on here, it's important to have a team. And let's expound on that, because a lot of people watching right now, and Nicolina Kurtz watching, we appreciate you. And we have Nicholas Devine. That's awesome. Don't know who Nicholas is, but thanks for joining us. But having a team, I could have paid the house in full, but the market is stronger. Yeah, it's definitely true. It's important to have your team in place, and that's what we want to talk about today. We're going to do short and sweet, get in and get out, drop value, and then we're going to do this consistently every week. So we're appreciating everyone jumping in. If you guys have questions for us, you want to get involved with our conversation, please drop a comment.
And just remember that the team is a concept for anybody. It doesn't matter what kind of business that you're in. It's whatever team that you have that supports you. So it's not just relative to real estate, but the team is important because, like a lot of people think that, oh, my realtor referred this person because they're getting paid. Now, let's touch on that a little bit. That you got a 50-50 shot, okay? Sometimes that's the case because like lenders pay to be in a specific type of place, like in an office or something like that. But some of them are doing it legitimately because these are the people that they've done transactions with day in and day out. Like I had a transaction where I recommended an attorney and she wound up going with somebody that her friend recommended to her. And what happened? Couldn't get a hold of the attorney. She, wasn't getting back to her and blah, blah. And I said, well, this is the reason why. They're tried and true.
Yeah, you got to keep it in your circle. And no matter what, it's just starting in your own office, in your own business. Like I'm in the insurance business. So we have systems in places on how things are going to flow properly as far as who's doing what, who's bringing the lead in, the different touch points, how you're going to follow up with the people, who's doing what. There has to be systems in place in your own business. And then you have to actually branch out and have that in place. And if we talk about real estate, the real estate agent controls a lot. They have that relationship. And it's a paycheck. When they get paid that commission at the end of the transaction, if everything goes as smooth as it could, they're going to get a commission. But they should know, the more people they have that they know involved in that transaction, the better, the more smooth it's going to be. And there's not going to be any hiccups. And if you want to have things close on time, you're going to have the right attorney, the right home inspector, have the right mortgage professional, insurance provider. You're going to have contractors that might have to come out and take a look at oil tanks. You might have problems with your foundation. These are things that you should have in your corner that they're going to do your job. And you said it right as far as communication. If you're going to call somebody, contact somebody, and they get back to you immediately, that's who you need on your team. If it takes days to go, you're losing money, guys. You have to have people that are on their game as well.
Well, yeah, because real estate is a very fast moving, transaction. And nowadays, with the market the way that it's been, like right now, like a lot of the lenders, and I know a lot of people in the business. We talk, we're friends. They're on 10 to 14-day turn times just for an initial underwritten submission. So that means by the time, and forget about disclosures, another 4 to 7 days. By the time they're ready to submit it into underwriting, it's 10 to 14 days from that day. Right? So that's the way everything's been going. So you have to kind of keep up on things too, plus also dealing with problems. Right. You don't know what's going to come up. You don't know what you're going to have to deal with. And I'll give you an example. So to close a real estate transaction purchase, you need a certificate of occupancy in New Jersey, right? So the attorney and the realtors are normally the ones that take care of that. Really, it's the realtors, but the attorney follows up because they won't close a transaction without a certificate of occupancy. So that says that the place is livable by the town, right? Mm-hmm. Some towns are 1 day, some towns are 2 weeks, right? So we've got 2 transactions with the same attorney on it. And the problem is the attorney, for lack of better words, doesn't have balls.
Yeah.
The attorney wouldn't push back on the selling side and say, hey, listen, we need to get this done ASAP, or even been on top of it from the beginning or early on and say, hey, we need the CLO. When are we going to expect it? Because we need it to close. And what happens? We lock a loan. A loan is locked at a certain date when we think we're going to close. So now what? Now the rate lock is ticking, and guess who's not paying for that? Us. It's not our fault. So it gets passed on to the buyer. Now, whether or not the attorney at that point should go and kick it back to the other side and say, hey, pay up. We need a credit for this because you guys are costing my client money, but they're not doing that. So I wouldn't put her on our list to recommend that attorney anymore. Not 2. And they're 2 separate loan officers that work for me.
Right. And you got to make sure, again, it goes back to it's a paycheck. And that's how serious you got to treat this. It's not, I'm going to get paid whenever I'm going to get paid. These are people's lives. And when you have, and I love it, people like to throw things against the wall and hope it sticks. And that's not the way you want to do things. You want to make sure if you're going to take your time analyzing things, you're going to make sure I quote things, I know it's going to close instead of wasting everyone's time. On my side, I get people that will, write a policy and then everything's set for, last month. And all of a sudden I get a call yesterday. Oh, that deal never happened. Can we change the effective date? And I'm like, wait, you just said it closed last week or last month. We can't just change things. It's a contract, just like contracts for real estate, for mortgages. It doesn't just, you can just change things or white out things. It's not how things are done. It's a professional way of doing things. So, but going back, being communicated, keeping all the lines open, let me know what's going on. That's a key thing for everything.
Well, not only that, but also, there's multiple things that make up a real estate transaction. Like I said, this is universal. You can apply it to your business however it is that it works to you. But with real estate, you've got, you have law. So you have the attorney. You have homeowners insurance, which is you. You've got title insurance. You've got the lender, which is us. You have the home inspector. You have the appraiser. Like, there's a lot of different things that are involved. And a good loan officer, as well as a good realtor, should keep a pulse on all of those things.
Yep.
You don't need to micromanage them all, but you need to keep a pulse on that. What that means is you need to be aware of them and what needs to be done. Like for us, we need to make sure that as soon as the appraisal comes in, all right, I'm sending out my homeowner quotes. I'm going to get my homeowner. Like, as soon as your appraisal comes in, I send over to you. I send over 1003 and I send over to the appraisal. This way, I'm not worrying anymore about what needs to get done. That's already in play now. Now I can go on to the next thing, and that's what, like, I just educated Kun Lee, who I introduced you to. Same thing. He's newer, but he never knew that. So I said, you want to control everything as much as you can, or at least keep it moving forward, which is having the right team, your go-to people. Are you going to answer the phone when I call? Are you going to be fair? Are you going to be quick? Am I going to have radio silence from you for 2 weeks? Like, these are important things to think about.
Right.
In addition to being good at what you do.
And then on top of that, if you're a one in real estate, you got to spend some money. You have to have some type of marketing. If it's going to be the signs, don't just lean on your broker for the signs. You should have your own signs. Put your face on things. Do some advertising online. I wouldn't do the newspaper advertising. It's a little old. You should be more, innovative and use the internet and use the Facebook ads or Google ads and do some kind of things that way. But if you don't know how to do that, you should have someone in your corner as well that will help you generate leads. And then don't be one that just generates all these leads and you call them one time and then you say, oh, they're not good leads. Leads have to be nurtured. And these are things that have to be done over time. If you don't have the time to do it, you're going to have someone do it for you. So these are other additions that you should have on your team to make sure nothing slips through the cracks.
Well, you have two different teams. You've got an internal team, like you're talking about, and you have an external team, which is the people that you have. And by the way, too, for agents, you ought to have somebody, that's a handyman. Like in case you need to get anything fixed up real quick, you should have an electrician or a plumber or, these types of tradespeople, because you never know as a listing agent or a buying agent who you're going to need to, and you never know who they can refer business to you as well if you prep them the right way.
It's all having, we talk about this, conversations, and you go in deep with people and you're finding out what are some problems that they might have. And those problems, you probably have a friend. That's why I go by the connection machine, because I rather help others. Yesterday, I sent out at least 6 connections. I had 2 people that needed roofs. I had 2 people that needed credit repair. I had one that needed to do some cleaning. And I think that was the word of 5 that I had yesterday. I don't get paid on that, but I'm helping others. And then it comes back because now I don't have to worry about insurance because you build those relationships with people that are looking out for you. That's the whole thing. And I'm happy that we got back after this, man. We have to do this more consistent again, and we'll do this every week. And
that's what it is too, is like, as a realtor, it's a good idea to network with somebody who does house cleaning, right? You never know. Maybe they say, oh, you know what? I was going to clean this house and I think they're going to be selling it. Like, people overlook those kinds of conversations like all the time, because these are all, you never know who to have in your corner. So it's good to make your network and build it for people that you might be able to help one day too, or help you. You never know.
Yep. I always like to give value, give some of my time, give some of the connections, and it will come back to you if you have that kind of mindset. If you're one that is all what's in it for me consistently, that's not going to happen. It's not going to go your way. And that's what I have found for my business. I can just focus on helping others first and seeing what other problems they might have. And if I have somebody in my network that you can utilize, I'm going to be like, hey, you got to call this person. You need an accountant, you need a financial advisor, you need a solar guy, you need what have you. You should have somebody you can be like, here, call this person right now.
It's a very powerful question. The question is, how can I help you?
Yep.
Very powerful question, and it's underutilized and underasked.
Right. 100%. But like we were talking, let's keep these things short, 15 to 20 minutes.
That's a whole couple of other segments.
We're going to do this consistently. So if there's anything you guys have as far as so many topics that you want us to talk about, drop it in the comments. And we're looking forward to do this more often. Check out, my phone number is 201-320-3454.
908-296-8904.
It's numbers that we say all day long, all day, every day. So
or you can find us on Facebook, that's for sure.
You could definitely find us on Facebook. So we appreciate everybody, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Matt, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Love you, buddy. Thanks.
Talk to you later.